The Auric podcast is best experienced when listening with headphones or earbuds. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, friends. This is Evan Macmillan, no longer bald. Haha.
And my name is Philip Ojomo.
And welcome to the
Auric
Auric Cell. I have no idea how to start this thing. How the fuck do you start a podcast?
Perhaps we should introduce ourselves and the premise.
Never mind, Philip. This was a dumb idea.
What? We haven't even started.
This is dumb. I'm dumb. Forget I even had the idea. Talking is dumb. I should go back to Mount Rainier and see if I caught anything yet.
Evan. Breathe, okay? The bears can wait. Here, I can start.
Fine. But this was your idea, okay? Not mine.
Sure. Hello, listeners. Thank you for tuning in to our modest podcast. Evan and I come from a realm belonging to a nameless being of immense power. A realm of chaos, murder, and despair, overseen by a force as old as time. A wicked creature, an abomination,
a giant spider douchebag we call the Entity.
Right. That's, well, that's one way to put it. Well, regardless, the Entity...
Fucking spider douche.
The Entity has died. We were freed from its powerful grasp. And now, we have returned to Earth from what was essentially purgatory.
It's been, 3 months now?
3 or 4 months, yes. Survivors and killers alike were freed on that day. Everyone returning to approximately the same location they were taken from in the first place.
Like a respawn at a checkpoint, back to full HP, and no more stupid augmentations from the spider douche. I mean, look at me, I'm back to being hot again, haha!
Sure. Hot. That's what we are going to go with. I do not play a lot of video games, but yes, I suppose it is a bit like a checkpoint.
Yeah, I respawned here at the Macmillan estate. It's near Weeks, which is, it's a bit from Seattle, Washington. Shout out to any Washingtonians listening.
And, I respawned outside of Chicago at the Otto Haven Wreckers. But, Sally Smithson and I, she's my girlfriend, we are living with Evan at his house, currently, since we are, poor, and he is not.
Oh, I am very not. It's fucking crazy, dude. Like, okay, I knew my dad had a lot of money back in 1919, but you'd think after 100 years of us being gone and inflation being what it is, we wouldn't have nearly as much. But no, I get taken by the spider douche for 100 fucking years, like a fucking bald kid in an iceberg, and when I get back to Earth, I'm still fucking loaded. It's crazy. What's that? What's it called again?
I believe the word you are looking for is inheritance.
Right, yeah, inheritance. My dad's just the gift that keeps on giving. Even after he died. I got a lot from my dad. I really did.
Right. A lot.
Well, what did you get from your parents, Philly?
Not much in the way of possessions. Just a bell. But really, we should save some of these for the actual podcast discussions.
Oh, right. Yeah, my bad.
Where was I?
Something, killers and survivors back on Earth, something.
Right. Now that we are back on Earth, and we have had enough time to reacclimate to society...
Sure, yeah. Totally enough time.
Well, now that we are back, Evan had the idea to start a podcast to connect with the people who used to be in the realm with us.
Well, nah, wait, it was really more of your idea, but, Philip wants to talk about our lives and stuff now that Spider Douche is dead.
Are you going to call it that every time?
Yes I am!
We intend to talk about a wide range of topics. Pop culture, current events, politics.
Dank memes. Don't forget about dank memes.
I do not think anyone uses that word anymore.
Regardless, we're going to talk about a bunch of shit, and we're bringing on different guests for each episode. Our motley crew of murderers and murderesses, the killers.
Former murderers and murderesses.
Does it really matter, dude?
Well, yes. We do not kill people anymore.
Right. Yeah. No more murder. Murder bad. You want to explain the whole killer thing to him, Wraith?
My name is Philip. Well, for those of you unfamiliar, for many centuries, great feelings of hope or despair would make human beings susceptible to being taken into our purgatory, the entity's realm. In the realm, you were either deemed a survivor or a killer, based on the potential the entity saw in you.
Motherfucking spider douche, man.
These, killers...
That's us.
Was us. These killers, these monsterized humans, they would hunt, bludgeon, and then sacrifice the survivors. If the killer was merciless enough, they'd all be dead by daylight.
Someone made a video game about it, you know?
They did what though?
Well, yeah. Some Canadian assholes.
Why did they... How did they even...
I don't know, man. All I know is it's pretty fucking accurate. It's all there.
All of the...
All of it, dude. The way we looked, our backstories, our powers and perks when we were in the realm. They even got my costume changes. Although, I will say, my Frosty Eyes masks looks a lot cooler in person.
Huh. How did I not know about this sooner?
Well, after the entity died, I spent a lot of time playing video games. Just a lot of time. But the only reason this one stuck out to me was because my face was on the cover. And I was like, oh shit, that's me, what the fuck? And I paid the $60 to play it, which if you ask me, I think any game with me on the cover should be way more than 60 fucking bucks. That's fucking insulting.
So you are the mascot of this game?
Damn right. What, Wraithy? Are you jealous?
Philip. And no, I am not jealous. It is just... Does that not seem incredibly weird to you? That we are simultaneously human beings and also characters in a video game?
The internet's a weird place, man. I didn't really question it. I was really more concerned with how absolute shit the game is. Like, how do people play this? It's so terrible. And also, why the fuck can I not stop playing this? It's so good.
Ivan, you're not making any sense.
Yeah, neither does the Dead by Daylight community. Did you know that they rank me as one of the worst killers in the game? Said my power was too luck-based, or I have a very poor chase. Fuckers, I'd like to see them try to loop me in real life. They can't put me in the D tier if they're dying to a honing stone.
We do not kill people anymore. Especially random gamers over a video game no one seems to care about.
Hey, you take that back. It's a good fucking game, okay? I just hate it. I just hate every aspect of it.
Well, regardless, I think we should put a pin in this conversation and come back to it after we introduce our first podcast guest.
Podcast guest? Oh, shit. I forgot we were recording.
See, Evan, talking is not that bad, now is it?
Depends on what we're talking about. Anyway, since you're clearly so eager enough with the introductions, let's get into the podcast.
Right.
We'll be right back after this break.
A commercial break? What?
Hey, everyone! My name is Dwight Fairfield. Do you have trouble making friends? Have you ever wondered why no one respects you? Do you cry at night like a lot because no one seems to be able to connect to you no matter how hard you try? Yeah, me too. I don't really have a solution for that at all. Not really, but you should buy my perk. It's called Bond. Bond lets you see anyone nearby having a fun time with their buddies. With Bond, you can see what it would look like if someone actually cared enough to talk to you. Yeah. That's B-O-N-D, by the way. Bond. That fate I'll never really have. Order now while supplies still last. Or, at least just email me. I'm so lonely,
Welcome back to the Auric cell, everybody.
Evan,
Yeah?
why do we need a commercial break? Who is sponsoring this podcast? I mean, you have more money than you can spend in 3 lifetimes, so why do you need a sponsorship to get ad revenue from?
So, now that the exposition is out of the way, it's time to introduce our first guest. Go ahead, Philly. I'll let you have some of my spotlight.
Right, because it was my idea to have the podcast in the first place. Our first guest is a neglected, misunderstood,
Total fucking badass with a mother goddamn chainsaw. Give it up for the Hillbilly, everybody. Billy? 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 Hey, Billy!
Hello? Hey, can y'all hear me? I'm not real good at this whole internet thing.
You're coming through. Welcome to the Auric sale, Max. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, okay, sure, Wraith.
It's Philip.
Well, hey, y'all, I'm the Hillbilly, I guess it's Max Thompson. Yeah, Max Thompson Jr., I guess. Boy, I ain't used that name in a while. Well, and I'm a killer.
Well, you used to be. We do not kill anymore.
Hey, man, what is a podcast anyway? From what I can gather, it's kind of like a phone call, but with extra steps. It's nice to hear from y'all, but I don't quite see the point.
Neither do I, brother.
Evan and I believe that the Auric Cell will give us former killers a place to share our experiences, past and present, to get to know each other, to talk about our feelings.
Ugh! Fucking gross. Am I right, Billy?
Well, now hang on. What's gross about talking about your feelings? I mean, back when I was growing up, no one cared about my feelings.
No one? Oh, come on. Someone had to have cared.
Well, I suppose there was 2 people that cared. John and Steve. Good old John and Steve, the Colwyn farm where I grew up. Well, it's in Texas, right? Well, in the summer, my room would get so damn hot I couldn't sleep on the floor without getting burned. And in the winter, my room would get so damn freezing that the cold would burn me too. So I had 2 friends there, right? John and Steve, I named them. They were roaches, cockroaches. But they cared about my feelings, I think. They listened to me when I tried to talk to them. I gave them some of my corn scraps and they stuck by me. They listened. They cared. I mean, that's what friends do. I learned it from the TV. But then, winter came and I got hungry, man. So hungry. Because, less crops in the winter. Less scraps from Mama and Daddy. So I had to eat John. Sometimes I can still hear and feel that crunch in my mouth. And Steve, he just had to watch, and he looked so sad. Sad that I did this to someone he cared about, that cared about me. So, I started crying after eating Steve too, and my tears froze over because, the winter. And I just, I guess they cared, cared enough to feed me when no one else would. John and Steve. Good old John and Steve.
That was really fucking depressing, man.
Well, hey, you were the one who wanted to know.
Nope. don't think I did.
My point is, I don't mind talking about my feelings and such. It's perfectly fine to talk about your feelings with your friends.
I guess so, sure. With friends, sure.
Personally, Max, I think it is great that you are willing to be open despite what you have been through. So where are you now, and what do you do? Walk us through your life now that we are free from the entity's realm.
Oh, I moved back home to the old Thompson house. And I got rid of all that corn since it was getting me madder than a cross-eyed mule on a tightrope to see them survivors running through it. And, I built a daycare for the youngins.
A daycare? Wait, youngins? Billy, did you have children? No offense, but you don't seem like the good with kids type.
Evan, be kind.
Oh, it's all right. I won't take offense. I got lots of them back on the farm. Kids love climbing on them.
Oh, that is very sweet.
I tell you, they hop right on over that fence. They go over there to that pig pen, and then they stab the ever-loving shit out of each and every one of them. Absolutely massacre them poor defenseless animals.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, yeah, just like I teach them to.
You teach them to?
Well, it's surprisingly effective to skewer them through the head. I mean, it don't even take all that much brutal strength. I mean, look, there's quite a bit of cleanup with the sloppy butchering and the blood and the guts and the brain chunks everywhere, but hey, that's what snack time's for, man. Hey, y'all ever had chitlins?
No. What is that?
Yeah, man, chitlins. Come on. Or, well, I guess chitterlings if you want to be fancy like Mama's folk used to be. They're pig guts. Intestines if you want to be all scientifical about it.
Ew. No fucking way, dude. Poor people eat that shit?
Hell yeah, brother. It's actually a pretty popular dish in the Bible Belt. It was back then and still is now. Most people cook them or boil them, but me and the kids, man, I tell you, we like them raw. Real raw.
Jesus, man, my dad was right. Stay the fuck away from Southerners.
Well, now, hang on a minute, fella. What's wrong with the South? We ain't bad just because we got a different culture than y'all up there in Canada.
Max, we are near Seattle, which is not Canada.
Might as well be Canada. Bunch of fucking liberals here now since I left.
A century has passed, Evan. Do you not think people would get more progressive?
It's ridiculous here, though. I don't like going into the city often, but when I do, it's nothing but fucking coffee shops and fucking marijuana hippie music and fucking colored people everywhere. Sorry, wait. What am I supposed to call them now? People of color?
Yes, Evan. People of color. Like me. I am Nigerian. African. A person of color. Is there a problem with it?
No, dude, calm down. You and Sally are living under my roof, aren't you? I have no problem with people of color. Especially you. You're one of the good ones.
Evan... That's...
Wait. Hang on. Hold on. Sorry. Hold on a minute. I got a question. How do you color a person? Like, do y'all have markers or crayons or...
I think we've gotten a bit off topic.
Yeah, because WRAITH here wants to make everything about race for some reason.
You were the one who... Colonizers. Anyway, Max, you said you take care of children?
Yes, sir. Cold Wind Daycare. Got the idea from watching PBS Kids right there on the TV.
Max, whose parents let you anywhere near their children?
No. Hang on now. It ain't like that. Them kids are orphans. Well, they are now anyway.
Wait. Max, did you...
See, I'm of the firm belief here that maws and paws, they just ain't, most of them, they ain't fit to raise a child. I mean, take a look at mine now. They done locked me up behind a wall. They beat me. They starved me. All cause what? Cause I was a little bit ugly as a kid. Man, do y'all know how many ugly kids there are in this country? Do y'all know how many ugly people there are listening to this here podcast right now?
Well, you heard him, audience. Drop a like if you're ugly.
Look, all I'm saying is that I look after them kids. And, they look after me. I think family is mighty important. I mean, good family, anyway. And sometimes you gotta sacrifice to do what's best for the family,
Amen. I would do anything for my family, man. Especially my dad. Rest in peace.
I am not so sure about your family, Evan. You told me your father killed several hundred people because of his harsh, unregulated workplace conditions. His utter apathy for human beings because of his greed for profit and...
Now there you go, making things political again, Wraith.
My name is Philip.
I didn't word it like you just did. I didn't say killed. At the end of the day, no matter what he allegedly did, my dad was awesome and my family is super important. I mean, if you didn't have a good one, you'd end up like Billy Boy over here. No offense.
Man, what's with y'all and fences?
Besides, Philip, didn't you leave your family or something? Why'd you go invisible on him?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no. This is a podcast. We're here to talk about our feelings or whatever, right? And that's what you said, right? So don't hold back now. Tell us about your tragic fucking backstory. Whatever the deal is with your parents, it can't be worse than the hillbilly here.
Hey, I think I want to start using Max. It feels kind of nice when I'm called that. If that's okay with you, Evan.
Whatever, Billy. Max it is. I just want to know why Philbert here expects me to talk about my feelings about my family when he can't even talk about his.
All right, fine, I'll do it. But after this word from our sponsors.
Oh, now you want to use my sponsorships to stall for...
Call off your partnerships, and I'll talk about my family right now. Go ahead. I know you can afford to. Right. We'll be back after the break.
This is MEG THOMAS here to sell you a kick-ass supply of adrenaline. If you like to say fuck it and nope your way out of a bad spot, adrenaline is the perk for you. Why go to a doctor when you can just use adrenaline and give a big-ass middle finger to the pain? Fuck you, pain. Who needs ya? What are you good for anyway? Why does it hurt every day to get up in the morning? Adrenaline! Order now or you're a fucking pussy!
Welcome back to the Auric cell, everyone. Prince Philip was just about to tell us why he ditched his loving family.
I did not leave them, Evan. They were casualties of the war.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know. The Great War took a lot from my mom's side of the family, too. I get it.
Right, except you don't. I was born far after either of the world wars.
There were 2 world wars?
You spent all of that time on the internet, and you didn't know there were 2 world wars?
Well, I mean, I was just playing video games these past 3 months, mainly. Gamers don't talk about politics, man. Those 2 things don't mix.
Well, the nature in which I lost everyone I loved was deeply entrenched in politics. So forgive me for making things political again.
Okay, sorry. Continue. What war was it then?
The Biafran War. Nigeria's civil war that took place sometime after its independence from the British. Evan, it is not that I do not want to talk about it. It is just, sometimes, I cannot. The memories are so traumatic that my brain would not allow me to speak them. You know, Sally, she was a nurse, and she says I may have strong post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. I still get enraged when I think about it for too long. And certain things, they just trigger me, and I go into shock. So I tread very carefully around it. I try not to speak about it unless I really trust the person I'm talking with. But needless to say, I did not leave my parents. I would never leave my parents. They loved me. They cared for me. And I would do anything in the world to get them back.
Yeah, same here.
Well, now I can't relate, obviously. But if I can be anything like your parents, Philip, well, then I think the kids on the farm will grow up to be pretty good people, just like you.
Thank you, Max. That means a lot to me. But, and I mean no disrespect in saying this, but, these kids...
Mm-hmm.
Presumably, you found them out in the middle of nowhere, killed their parents, and then kept them on your farm.
Uh-huh.
Your farm where it gets so hot it burns, and so cold it burns, and where it seems to be disconnected from society to a dangerous extent.
Yeah. TV seems to think it's climate change. All I want to know is why? Why's it gotta change? Why can't the climate just be itself?
I am just curious as to why the kids would want to stay there in such conditions.
Well, they stay there because they love me. You know, they care. Like old John and Steve.
Except those were roaches, not children. They didn't actually care.
Evan...
Well, I mean, I'm right.
Pardon my language, but, the heck you are. Them kids, they love me. You know, I love them. Now, I go out there, I give them a home, and, I got food for them. Sometimes, when I can.
When you can?
Well, yeah. You know, the farm don't produce as much produce as it did now that the corn's being gutted and, you know, the animals are mostly dead. We're running low on supplies. But food deserts are a real problem, you know that?
What is that?
Well, I ain't real big on the book learnings, so pardon the explanation, but basically on the Colwyn farm, it takes about 7, maybe 8 hours to get to the grocery store on foot. I mean, we are out in the middle of nowhere, like you said, and I mean, hell, I'm poor. It ain't like I got a car or would know how to use one. So access to food's kind of limited. It ain't that uncommon for me and the kids to go a few days without food.
That is terrible, Max. Most of the people who died in the Biafran War actually died of starvation. It was everywhere. An inescapable fog during and after the conflict. I came to this country to try to get away from that. You would think the richest nation in the world could do a bit more for its citizens, but...
Well, Billy, I hope that works out for you. I can't really relate to you two, but starving does sound like it sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of why I came on this here podcast in the first place.
What do you mean?
Well, when I done killed my mama and my daddy, they ain't leave me no fortune like yours did.
Uh-huh.
What's the word? What's the word?
Inheritance. Evan's got quite a bit of it from his dear old dad, right?
Yeah, I've got some money. What about it?
Well, man, I gotta tell you, these kids here, they really need some help. Turns out I may not be as good at this whole taking care of recently orphaned kids thing as I'd imagined. We may run out of food and water here soon. Come to think of it, I don't even know how I can afford an internet bill. Could y'all maybe donate some money to the...
Hey, hold on. Look, Billy.
Max?
Look, I'm not some mushy-gushy philanthropist, okay?
I don't quite know what that word means.
It means I'm not giving you handouts. All right, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps, Billy. You'll be fine.
But, well, hang on. All my boots are my dad's. And, well, like I said, he didn't leave me a fortune when I done killed him.
You killed your dad. Why would you do that?
He treated me like dirt. Like cow manure. Well, actually, at least cow manure helps the corn grow. I guess I was even less than that to him.
Doesn't mean you had to kill him. No matter how much he beat you or whatever, he still loved you deep down, you know? You could have just ran away or left. You didn't have to fucking kill the man, Billy.
Stop freaking calling me that, Evan! I am Max Thompson Jr. now, all right? I may not be proud of the man I got my name from, but what I did to make him feel all the hurt I've been feeling has nothing to do with you, okay? Why do you care so much anyway?
Yes, Evan, we've all done horrible things. Why is patricide so much more horrible than keeping children on a farm against their will? No offense, Max.
I don't care about no heckin' fences, y'all! Jesus, Hernandez Christ!
It's not right, okay? It is not fucking right to kill your fucking dad. I don't care how terrible he was to you. It's not fucking right. You have to be all types of fucked up to do something like that.
I am not freaked up, Evan.
You are not a child. You are an adult. A parent or something, actually. You can fucking cuss when we're having a goddamn argument.
I don't want to argue! Mama and Daddy did that enough. I just wanted to ask for some money from someone who I thought could understand that good parenting is fundamental for a child's happy life. Can't you just open your heart a little and give? Can't you care?
Fuck off, you fucking hillbilly! I am not donating to someone who was dumb enough to get rid of his food supply in 3 months. I am not donating to someone who keeps orphan children on a rundown farm against their will. I am not donating to someone who killed their own father. You're not getting a cent out of me.
Man, I thought we were friends. Evan?
Well, folks, that's all the time we have today on the Auric podcast.
What? But...
Tune in next week when we talk to Doctor, Nurse, and Plague.
Hang on, Trapper, what about the kids?
Evan, you can't just end the first episode like...
Take care, audience. I'll see you in the fog.
Thank you for listening to episode 1 of 10 of the Auric podcast. This episode was written, directed, and produced by Solomon Troupe. The role of the Trapper was played by Anthony Ray Morales. The role of the Wraith was played by Solomon Troupe. The role of the Hillbilly was played by Kyle Hux. The role of Dwight was played by Lorenzo Onrubia. And the role of Meg was played by Vivian Reed. Some of the music heard in this episode was composed by Anthony K. Some of it wasn't. Links below for proper credit. Art of this episode's cast was drawn by James Giannico. New episodes of the Auric release every other Thursday at 6 p.m. EST, but there are also animatics, lore readings, behind the scenes, and other awesome content between uploads of the main story. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel to not miss out on any new releases. In addition to posting to YouTube, the Auric podcast can also be streamed on Spotify, SoundCloud, Anchor, and probably some other places too. Just check the description and share it with your friends. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Tumblr for updates, as well as joining our Discord server, The Troopiverse, to talk to cast, crew, and anyone who enjoys what we do here. Links below in the description. Dead by Daylight is the intellectual property of Behavior Interactive, yada yada yada, copyright, fair use, parody, yada yada yada, please don't sue us, yada yada yada, mwah. Also, thank you to our amazing Kickstarter backers. We have Jonathan Troupe, Ariza Luca, Nikki Aarons, James Giannico, Eli Elias, Kendrick, Kim Henderson III, Mike Flink, Shelby Richards, George Regent, Rico Shea, Jared aka Dirtman, Cassandra Rodabaugh, Hunter aka Mudkits, Jacob Latini, Baruch Belmont, and Pixel Bush aka Will aka the Lore Guy. Thank you again for listening. Share this project with a friend so the algorithm will boost us. And as always, we'll see you in the fog.